In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. Hello, my students of Dar al-Thaqafa Secondary School. I wish you an interesting lesson. Today we have a grammar lesson on page 8 and 9. Our lesson today is auxiliary verbs. What are auxiliary verbs? These are verbs that are used before a main verb, and they are used to form the affirmative sentences or the negative sentences or the short answers. First, let's look at the definition. Auxiliary verbs work together with main verbs. The most common auxiliary verbs are do, have, and be. Okay, verb do has three forms. They are do, does, and did, and they are used with simple tenses. The auxiliary verb have has three forms: have, has, and had, and they are used with perfect tenses. The verb be has five forms: am, is, are, was, and were. These auxiliary verbs are used with the progressive tenses. Okay, use do with negative statements and questions, and with affirmative and negative short answers. Okay, number one, she doesn't like social networking websites. This sentence is in the present simple tense, and it is in the negative form. We use doesn't because it is preceded by the pronoun she. Do you send lots of text messages? This is a negative. This is a question form in the present simple tense, and the answer is yes I do or no I don't. Did Thomas answer your email? This is a question form in the past, and we must notice that after did we use the verb 1 or the infinitive. Okay, the answer for did Thomas is yes he did or no he didn't. Okay, now let's move to the auxiliary verb have. Use have with present perfect and past perfect affirmative and negative statements, questions, and short answers. Number one, she has or has not created her own website. Let's look at the verb. It is in the past participle or verb 3. So have, has, or had are followed by the past participle or verb 3. If you want to make it in the affirmative form, we use has only. If it is in the negative form, we use has not. Okay. Now let's move to the question form. Has she posted any photos yet? This is a question beginning with the auxiliary verb has. Why has? Because it is followed by she. Okay. After that comes the past participle or verb 3 of the verb. Okay. Has she? The answer is yes she has or no she hasn't. Another question. Have you changed your cell phone? We have verb 3, charged. Have you charged your cell phone? This is verb 3, and we used have before the pronoun you. The answer for have you is yes I have or no I haven't. I had gotten his email an hour before he called me. This is the past perfect tense, so we used the auxiliary verb had. Okay. Now let's move to the verb be with its different forms. Use be with progressive affirmative and negative statements, questions, and short answers. She is or is not answering her cell phone. This tense is the present progressive tense. Okay. It can be in the affirmative form using is, or in the negative form using is not. After that comes verb plus ing. Okay, or it is called the present participle form of the verb. Okay, now let's move to the question. Is your cell phone working? This is a question in the present progressive tense, and the answer is yes it is or no it isn't. He was using his brother's cell phone yesterday. This tense is the past progressive tense because it is formed by using was plus ing form. Okay, now let's move to the question. Were you surfing the internet last night? This is a question in the past progressive tense, and we used were because it is followed by the pronoun you. The answer for were you is yes I was or no I wasn't. Okay, now let's have some exercises. In this exercise, we are asked to circle the auxiliary verb in each sentence. Okay, number 1, we are downloading an antivirus right now. Are downloading, this is present progressive, and the auxiliary verb is are. Number 2, I do not check my email when I am on vacation. This is present simple tense. Okay, and it is in the negative form. The auxiliary verb is do. Okay, number 3, online newspapers have and become. This is the present perfect tense, and the auxiliary verb is have. Have become more popular than print papers. Did you send her a message? The auxiliary verb is did, and it is a question sentence or a question in the past simple tense. Okay, the auxiliary verb is did. Number 5, the internet is used by millions of people each day. The auxiliary verb is, and it is followed by the past participle, and this form is the passive of the present simple tense. The auxiliary verb is. Number 6, my grandmother had never used the internet before last week. The auxiliary verb is had, and it is followed by past participle used, and this tense is the past perfect tense. Number 7, we have been online for a long time. The auxiliary verb is have, and it is followed by verb 3, which is been. Okay, now let's have a look at all the answers. Okay, now let's move to another exercise. Write yes no questions. Number 1, I am shutting the computer down now. When I want to make a question, I begin with are you shutting the computer down now? Now let's have a look at all the answers, and we are going to explain each one. Number 1, he found lots of good resources for his essay online. This tense is past simple tense, and so I will begin with did. Did he find, and after did I change the verb into its first form, verb 1. Did he find lots of good resources for his essay online? Number 2, she usually turns her cell phone off before class. When I find a verb that is ending in S, I use does. Does she usually turn her cell phone off before class? Number 3, she's had, the apostrophe S here is the abbreviation of has. She's had that bicycle for a long time. So I begin with has at the beginning. Okay, has she had that bicycle for a long time? Number 4, she is not answering. He is not answering his phone. The apostrophe S here is the abbreviation of is because it is followed by ing form. So I begin with is. Is he not answering his phone? Number 5. She has posted photos on her website. I begin with has. It becomes has she posted photos on her website? Number 6. We've downloaded. With, this is abbreviation of have. We've downloaded the program we were looking for. So I begin with have. So it becomes have you downloaded the program yet? The program you were looking for. Okay, now let's move to the following exercise. Complete the sentences with the correct form of do, have, and be. And we know all the forms of do. They are do, does, and did. The forms of have, has, or had. The forms of be, am, is, are, was, or were. Okay, I will show you the answers and explain each one. Layla, do you still make your own jewelry? This is present simple. Yes, I do. In fact, I have turned my hobby into a business. This is the present perfect tense. Really? Are you selling your jewelry now? This is the present progressive tense. Yes, I am. When you see a question beginning with are you, the answer yes, I am. I have sold more than 50 pieces of jewelry. This is the present perfect tense. 50 pieces of jewelry online this year. My jewelry is bought by people all over the world. Is bought. This is the passive form of the present simple tense. Right now, I am making a bracelet for a woman in Shanghai. Am making. This is the present progressive tense. Did you make that necklace you are wearing? This is a question in the past simple tense, beginning with did. The answer, yes, I did. It's lovely. Do you have time to make one for me? This question is in the present simple tense and it expresses about a fact or an opinion. Okay? Of course, how much does a necklace like that cost? This is a question in the present simple tense. I do not accept money for my friends. I don't accept money from my friends. I'll make you a necklace. But I do not even think about paying me for it. This is a sentence in the present simple tense. So we used the auxiliary verb do. Okay. Thank you for watching and see you next time.